right, I'm reading Junie B. Jones, and Junie B. Jones Smells Something Fishy, Chapter 3, The Boss. On Saturday, I got out of bed very thrilled. Then I run to the garage, and I grabbed my daddy's fishing net, and I zoomed right into the kitchen. Mother was eating cereal. Mother, guess what? Guess why I have this fishing net? Guess, Mother, guess. I couldn't wait for her to guess. 'Cause today's the day I'm catching that crazy old raccoon, I shouted. Mother closed her eyes. No, Junie B, no, we already talked about this, remember? We discussed the raccoon at dinner last night. I smiled very happy. I already know that. I already know we discussed the raccoon. Mother looked confused. But Daddy and I said no, Junie B, she said. We said you could not catch the raccoon. Raccoons have sharp claws and teeth, remember? Yes, of course I remember. That's how come I got this net, Mother. See how long the handle is? Now I will be safe from him. Mother spelled the word no. N-O, no, she said. I stamped my foot. Y-E, yes, I said. Back, I have to, Mother. I have to catch a raccoon for pet day. Grandma Miller even said I could, and she is the boss of you. Just then a miracle happened, and it's called my Grandma Helen Miller walked right in my back door. Mother looked up. Oh, look, it's the boss of me, she said, kind of grouchy. I runned at my grandma, very happy. Grandma Miller, I am so glad to see you, 'cause Mother said I can't catch a raccoon, and so now you have to make her. I stood back to give her room. Okay, go, I said. Then I waited and waited, but Grandma didn't do anything. Okay, go, I said louder. Only just then I saw something that made me even happier. And it's called my grandma was wearing her fishing hat. My eyes popped out of that thing. Grandma, hey, Grandma, you're wearing your fishing hat. And so that must mean you're going to go to the lake today. I quick ran to the front door. Is Grandpa Miller going to the lake with you? Is he out there in his truck? I looked outside. Hey, he is, Grandma. He's out there in the truck. I opened the door. Grandpa Miller. Hey, Grandpa Miller. Hey, Frank Miller. Good news. I can come to the lake with you, I believe, because there's lots of raccoons to catch up there, even more than at your house, probably. I zoomed back to the kitchen. So there's Junie B holding her net. Here, Grandma, hold my raccoon net. I will put on my clothes and be back in a jiffy. Jiffy is a nickname for speedy quick. Grandma Miller grabbed me by my PJs. No, honey, wait, she said. I'm afraid you can't come with us today. We're meeting some friends and we're already late. We just stopped by to borrow your daddy's ice chest. Just then, I felt very crumbly inside. Yeah, only I have to come, Grandma. I have to, I said, or else how will I catch a raccoon today? Grandma Miller bended down next to me. Yes, well, you see, that's another thing, sweetie, she said, about the raccoon. I was just kidding when I said that, Junie B. I never dreamed that you would take me seriously. Just then my nose started to sniffle. Yeah, well, you dreamed wrong, Helen, I said. Grandma Miller hugged me real tight. Oh, come on now, don't cry, she said. There are lots of other animals you can catch for pet day. Animals that are much nicer than raccoons. I shook my head real fast. No, they're not either, Grandma Miller. You're just saying that to trick me, I said. Then I stood there a real long time. 'Cause what if she wasn't tricking? What if there really was lots of other animals? Finally, I did a big breath. Okay, tell me the other animals, but this better be good. Grandma Miller did a smile. Wait right here, she said. Then she ran out to her truck and back again. She was hiding something behind her back. Junie B, I've got someone who would love to meet you, she said. Close your eyes. I'll put him in your hand. My tummy got butterflies in it. What is it, Grandma? What, will it tickle me? Will I like it? It won't bite me, will it? Grandma Miller, huh? It won't, right? Then I closed my eyes real tight, and my grandma opened up my fingers, and she put the surprise right in my hand. What do you think the surprise is? We'll have to wait to see. Chapter 4. Chapter 4, Ooey Gooey. Ew, yuck, it's a worm, Get it off me, Grandma, get it off me, right now, I yelled back. Grandma Miller quick took back the worm. For heaven's sake, Junie B, what in the world is the matter with you? It's just a baby earthworm. Look how teeny he is. This little fellow would make a wonderful pet. I did a huffy breath at her. Yeah, only worms cannot be pets. I think I showed this picture, I'm not sure. And there's her face. She looks like Yuck. Yet only worms cannot be pets, Grandma, because pets have fur so you can pet them, and worms just have ooey gooey skin. Grandma looked surprised at me. Don't be silly, she said. Not all pets have fur. My bird Twitter doesn't have fur, and he's a pet. And goldfish don't have fur, and hermit crabs don't have fur, and lizards don't have fur, and I covered my ears. Okay, enough with the fur, I said. But worms don't have eyes or ears either. They don't have legs or tails or feet or necks. They don't chirp or bark or cluck or meow. And so what kind of pet do you call that? Grandma Miller thought and thought. Then she smiled real big. I'd call that the kind of pet that won't wake up the neighbors or sniff the company or scratch himself silly, she said back. After that, she stood up and she gave the baby earthworm to Mother. I'll leave this little guy with your mother for now, she said. You can think it over and see if you want to keep him. I'll check back with you later. Then she kissed me on my head and she grabbed the ice chest and she hurried out the door. Mother looked at the baby worm in her hand. My goodness, you are a little one, aren't you? She said. She got an empty mayonnaise jar out of the cabinet. Then she poked holes in the lid for air and she put the baby worm inside. Mother looked at him in there. You don't even know where you are, do you, little fella? She said. I bet it's kind of scary in there all by yourself. I turned my back on her because I knew what she was up to, that's why. You can't make me like him, Mother, I said. Nobody can make me like him. Of course not, said Mother. But just because you don't like him doesn't mean I can't like him. She talked to the worm some more. Maybe you'd be happier if you had some dirt to crawl around in, she said. Let's go outside and see what we can do. After that, Mother put on her jacket and she went outside and she digged in the dirt from her garden. She came inside and showed me the jar. It looked kind of cute in there. There was a rock and a stick and a dandelion and some clovers. I peeked at the baby earthworm. He peeked back, I think. There's the jar with the worm in it. Yeah, only I still don't like him, I said kind of softer. I rocked back and forth on my feet. And anyway, even if I did like him, I don't know what worms eat, and so what would I even feed this guy? Mother ruffled my hair. Are you kidding? That's the best part about worms, she said. They get all their food right from the soil. You don't have to feed them anything at all. Just then, my baby brother started to cry. Uh-oh, the baby's crying, she said. Here, take this. Then she quick handed me the jar, and she runned out of the room.